Okay, well, hi everybody. So, still in Mexico, as you can see, I'm recording from the same exact place I did my last video from. And I've been putting out a couple updates recently on Instagram and Facebook about what I've been doing down here, but I'm going to review that here. I'm going to go through what I'm going to be offering on Saturday, what I've been doing while I'm down here, and also gonna try to put out some educational elements in this video as to what you can do to energetically protect yourself and heal yourself. I know there's a lot of other people offering great information on that. My mentor Etienne Charland, and I've been watching a lot of Corey Good recently, who I do think puts out good information. And you know, I don't follow any of this 100%. You shouldn't follow me 100% either. You know, take these things, integrate them however you see fit. But anyways, without further ado, um, what have I been doing down here? Well, I've been learning Reiki, which I'm done with. I've gotten both the level 1 and 2 education and attunements done, and I'm feeling really good about my ability to offer Reiki to people on a distance level. I mean, I'd do it in person 100%, but I don't know how many people are down here in Mexico. Although, if you want to come visit me, I will give you like 5 free sessions. I'll give you as much as you want. Um, anyways, so I've learned that, and I've been visiting, walking around, seeing some views, meeting some people. I've been really blessed to meet up with my mentor Etienne Charland, and I'm learning some from him, working with him, and that's really exciting too. And that's going to bring up a lot even more powerful stuff in the future. But for now, I'm focused on the energy healing Reiki aspect of it because I think I have just great energy to share with people, and I want to give that energy to people, and I want to have the opportunity to share that with you at no cost to you. Okay? Now, we all know how stressful this world is these days, and so more than ever, it's important to find ways to relax and de-stress and release negative energy. Okay, so even if you don't subscribe to energy healing or any of the concepts I'm working with, I think it's important to take time to rest, meditate, and just work with your thoughts and everything. So that being said, this Saturday I'm going to be releasing a place on my website you can go to and sign up for a free Reiki session up to 65 minutes any time of the day. It can be on Zoom, it can be totally distant where you're not even going to talk to me or be with me at all. You're just going to send me a picture through whatever method you prefer, and then choose a time, and I will remotely do the work at that time. And so I do suggest that if you choose that option, which I expect most people to choose, you find a good time to be relaxed, and settle into the session. The more open, the more relaxed your energy is, the easier it's going to be for me to work on it. So I'm going to get the work done, whatever I can, either way. But again, it'll be easier if you're relaxed. Now, there's a couple really important energetic things that I want to talk about here, and that I want to put a perspective on for energy healers that might be watching this. And anybody that's interested to know more about what my view on spirituality is and kind of how it incorporates itself with maybe other religions, belief systems, and everything. So there are a lot of people that do energy work that get information from guides and extraterrestrial beings. And to be clear, I'm not condemning any of that. I do believe these things are real. I do believe people are in contact with entities, and I certainly do plan to work to involve myself on some of those levels. But in terms of using that in my energy healing sessions, that is not something I choose to do. Okay? I choose to not risk any possible negative entanglements because it's so complex, and there are so many advanced beings out there that can deceive you, and I've seen people myself get deceived on this level that I it's going to be so long before I start offering that in sessions, because I would have to be so sure that it's a positive force that I'm invoking or evoking into the session in order to do that. So what do I do? You know, well, the methodology of Reiki teaches that you are channeling universal source energy. You know, it's not you that have the power, it's your connection to God, it's your connection to source consciousness that allows that infinite energy to flow through. And through your connection, you can open up other people's connections. So, really, you're giving people the power to heal themselves. You're not the source of the power. Although, we all have this connection to source. So in a certain sense, we could say, we have godly capabilities. But there are some sources of power that are not God aligned. And so I try my best to stay away from them. It's really as simple as that. And so, for example, if you get into a session with me, I might say something like, we're here. We ask Source Consciousness to grant us safety and beauty and healing within this session, to connect my energy with your energy, and to properly allow us to find the right places for this energy to go in order to give X person the power and the strength and the will to heal themselves through their own authentic connection to God or source consciousness. And then at other points in the session, the only other thing I will possibly work with is certain energies or certain elements, okay? The reason that I feel comfortable working with these elements is because I feel I know them better, and I don't feel that they can be corrupted or deceiving the same way that, say, an entity entanglement could be. The elements air, water, fire, earth, and storm being the combination of all those elements, I believe are easily channeled in a positive way, and you can easily connect that energy to source consciousness. So in a session I might say, we ask source for the permission to use water energy to calm down and to work into it. And that'll be something where I get an intuitive look and I say, okay, this person already has strong water energy, or XYZ. Let's invoke this energy into our session in order to assist them in their integration and healing, because I do feel like balance is one of the most important things to have in this world. And so a balance of the elements, a balance of yin and yang, a balance of light and dark, and if you look at the colors of the chakras going from red to indigo, purple, white, that's like a rainbow. And a rainbow is going to be the most beautiful when it has all of the colors shining super bright. So I do have plans eventually to bring crystal energies into the session. That's another thing I do believe can be used not very easily, but can be integrated with source energy and be used without distortion or attachments pretty easily. But that's not something I'm even doing yet, although I've had at this point years of working with crystals. And so that's my basic process on how I do a session. If we do it in person, you'll hear me actually say these things. If we do it apart, I will still be saying them. I'll still be, doing that, but you just won't be aware of it. And so yeah, and so I already think I've shared, a fair amount of educational content here, but there was more that I wanted to get to. In terms of energy healing, I won't be apologetic on this. I really am desiring to find God and increase my connection to God. And I see a lot of Luciferianism out there. And then there's also the other side of it with people that are afraid of creation, the red light, which is more associated with this Luciferianism. But Luciferian is really what I'm seeing more of these days. And what is this? Well, it's honestly hard for me to decide, but I will tell you, I don't try to define God, but I find Lucifer not that hard to describe. There are a lot of spiritual communities out there and non-spiritual communities out there invoking or evoking the spirit of Lucifer, because there's this whole concept in the population, especially the spiritual community, that there are benevolent aliens or humans from the past or future that have done experiments on Earth and are essentially our gods. And there is a lot of evidence in the archaeological record, and if you look at the psychic record, and if you look at other tests that have been done about the moon and Mars. Anyways, long story short, I find a lot of truth in alien experiments on humans, in the Nazis and what they were doing in terms of communicating with entities and gaining high-level technology, including anti-gravitational abilities. And so I do believe there are a lot of ET races involved here, and there are a lot of alien races, and even humans involved on these levels of messing with the human timeline. And I see a lot of spiritual people looking to these extraterrestrials as a source of power and a source of understanding. And, knowledge itself isn't dangerous, but I think it's very easy to be deceived by this stuff and start viewing these entities as God, when what they're really trying to do is siphon your energy. And honestly, right now, there's just so much I could say on this. I don't know if I should really keep saying more, because well, let's just leave it at this. The Luciferian ethos seems to be described by a rebellion to God, right? I mean, that's what the mythology clearly states out. The myth of Prometheus is a Luciferian figure rebelling against the gods and giving humans power. Okay, and this myth has been repeated throughout time. But I'm seeing God being framed as those that Prometheus stole the fire from, or as the aliens that stole the fire from and gave it to humans. In my view, God is not to be defined necessarily. It rests so far above all of these other things I've been talking about that it's not to be defined by an entity or a group of aliens that had technology that was given to us, you know? But that's what I'm seeing. So people are getting stuck in this alien race did that, and they got this technology and gave it to us, so they're our God, blah blah blah. That's I think a false definition of God. I mean, yeah, they gave us technology. Yeah, they're so much more evolved and so much more advanced, but that doesn't mean they're God, you know. It might appear to us as a god of sorts because of how much power we feel they have, but you know, that's not it. And so I just want people to use their intuition, really, more than anything, to open themselves up and open themselves up to God and reject things that seem maybe too good to be true or just don't fit well. But again, everybody's intuition's really messed up these days. Even mine isn't really that good. And that's just me being honest, you know. Does that mean I can't help you? No, I think I can really help you. And you can help me too, you know. We can join together and create something really beautiful. And that's what I want to do, no matter who you are. I mean, I know not a lot of people know my positions regarding a lot of the COVID, you know, hysteria, but I gotta say, I've cooled off a little bit. And yeah, I still believe all these things about what they're doing with crises and everything, but I just want to help people, you know, at the end of the day. And I think no matter who you are, you know, you can rest assured that I don't have an agenda, you know, other than to channel source energy and to bring it to you as best as possible. You know, I don't have much more to say. I mean, I do think as a reference, if you want to understand more about a truly non-apologetic Luciferian figure that in some ways I respect because of how hard he works and the kind of information he brings, I would highly recommend you check out Jason Reza Giorgiani. He is unapologetically Luciferian, and he details things out very well as to the history of our civilization and the way things have gone, and we just have different opinions on, I guess, God, you know, and that's okay, you know, but he does have a lot of good information. So I would highly recommend checking him out. And if you want to try to increase your connection to God, I would recommend looking at Etienne's posts on the subjects. And there's even a PDF book that you can download of his for free somewhere on his website, which I should be able to remember right now. I mean, his website is spiritualselftransformation.com, but yeah, I can't remember what that PDF is, but I think it's something about, like, I would just type in God in the search box and scroll down, and there's tons of valuable content there. Anyways, for me, again, you can find on Saturday, you'll be able to schedule a free energy healing Reiki session at any time of the day. I'm only accepting 3 per day because I don't want to overwork myself on this. 65 minutes is a very intensive session. I will give feedback after the session on whatever I see, and sometimes I don't really see much. I just want to send light, love, energy in. And yeah, so you can find that on energy-enterprise.com under Book of Healing. And if you scroll down on the welcome page, you should be able to click on that as well. Okay, been a long video. I don't really have much to say. I can see that it's gotten very dark since I've done this, so my face isn't looking quite as well. But I thank you very much for if you did I mean, if there's one person that got this far in the video, I'm gonna be ecstatic. You know, but I'll be posting about all this and the same details on Instagram in a post form and a story form, on Facebook post and story. So God bless. I really hope as many people as possible view the video and get a free healing session from me. I hope they feel comfortable with that. And until next time, all right. God bless. See ya.